Welcome to the Freedom Chronicles.
Definitely an antisocial type.
Only a few generations have been granted the role of defending freedom in its hour of maximum danger.
Hi, perhaps you recognize me. It's your favorite president.
In this present crisis, government is not the solution to our problem. Government is the problem.
We got a loudspeaker here, and when we go into battle, we play music very loud.
With a firm reliance on the protection of divine providence, we mutually pledge to each other our lives, our fortunes, and our sacred honor.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Freedom Chronicles. Thank you for joining us. My name is Mike Imbasciani. I'm your host, and we are, of course, broadcasting from the Brian Chapman State Farm bunker right here in Southwest Florida. And like a good neighbor, Brian Chapman State Farm is there for all of the insurance needs that you have for your very own bunker. You can give us office a call at 941-625-9998 or visit the office at 2040 Tamiami Trail in Port Charlotte. And the show is also sponsored by the Local Meat Club by Tyrone and Marcella Jackson, based out of Columbus, Ohio. You can go to localmeatclub.com using the affiliate link in the description of this video and use promo code FreedomCow, all caps, so that they know that we sent you. You can become a member to have access to locally raised hormone-free freezer beef, pastured pork, and raw dairy products. You can pick and choose from aged Angus ground beef, ribeye steaks, breakfast sausage, raw butter, raw milk, bacon, and even a family week's worth package that includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Also pick up Tyrone's book, Life's Little Handbook, 7 Steps to Finding Success in Life, which explores some of life's most challenging questions at just 54 pages. It's simple and straight to the point. So join the Local Meat Club and experience the difference that fresh, life-supporting food makes. Use the affiliate link in the description, and don't forget to use promo code FreedomCow, all caps. Well, today is a different day. This is the first show that Mr. Ken Lovejoy is not here. So here to fill his seat is Mr. Mason Weaver. How are you, sir?
My behind is not that big. I'm great, though. I'm wonderful. I enjoyed it. I'm really glad you asked me to step in for him. He's a hard person to follow.
That's very true, and thank you for joining us. And today is February 1st, and it's the beginning of Black History Month.
Oh, Lord.
Right? When is White History Month?
I think it's probably Christmas.
Yeah.
Santa Claus can't be black. This is the time of year when all you white folks are told how bad you are, and how terrible your history is, and also how weak I am. It's a very interesting time of year. I'm told every day how me as a man of color should think and act a certain way, and I'm always amused when folks instruct me on how to be a black man.
Of course, and I feel very special, and folks, you can feel special out there too. You can go to, is it on the Leave the Plantation website?
Yes.
leavetheplantation.org, and you can pick up this very wonderful certificate of forgiveness for white people.
Yes.
I have mine. I have been forgiven.
See, this is the problem. If we forgave the debt, we don't need any leadership.
That's true. This one hasn't been, well, it's been signed, but that's like a printed signature. I need an actual signature on this one, and you gotta backdate it a couple of years.
Demanding white people. You can't just take a gift. You got to make the man work. You got to give him some directives. Yes, sir, master. I will sign it for you. Guess what? I can read and wrote now too.
Read and wrote.
But I will do that. I suggest that you all go on my website to get that now, because pretty soon we'll change it back. We have to join the organization to get it. But we need to stop allowing the lewd left to divide us by our differences. White people do not owe black people anything. 360,000 white men marched south to fight their own brothers, to free strangers. That was thank you enough.
Yeah.
We owe them thank you. And if you want to blame somebody for the plight of black people, we can discuss that. It's another program. But if you'd like to, I would love to do that with you.
Yeah, we can do that. Well, and we just you just had your celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. We did that. I opened for you technically.
MC.
I had my nice 2 minutes. I had a tight 2 minutes.
You did great.
Thank you.
You did wonderful.
It was a lot of fun, and thank you for including me with that. And we did it over at the Women's Club, had a nice, good crowd, and everybody enjoyed
I
it.
was surprised. I was really my first event here since I moved here,
Mm-hmm.
and we try to bring back the Reverend and Martin Luther King because it was his spiritual side that gained him the power and the success. It was not his doctoral side.
Yeah.
It was his spiritual side, and we tried to make sure, we tried to maintain that it was God's hand on him that gave him the strength to change this nation.
Makes a difference.
It does,
Yeah.
always.
It gets long for the street sign when it's Reverend
Yes,
Dr. Martin Luther
Doc-
King
just
Jr.
drop
Boulevard.
the doctor then.
Yeah, right.
Reverend King. We all know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
they want the spiritual side. They don't mind Reverend Jackson and Reverend Al Sharpton and Reverend Wright. Remember Obama's pastor? You know, they don't mind these
And
race
with how
baiting.
political they are.
Yeah, they don't mind them. But his spiritual walk. I mean, this guy, he qualified to go to Morehouse. He passed the entrance exam at age 15.
Yeah.
And graduated from Morehouse as a teenager. When most of us are getting out of high school. He was a genius, and he could have been anything he wanted to be, but he sacrificed his life for a moral issue. I mean, you do that, the nation should pause and pay attention and give him honor.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about Black history, I think one of the biggest things you've talked about the Juneteenth story and the real history behind it. Go into that.
Juneteenth, that's the time of year when all you white folks are told how bad you are, how guilty you are.
Yes.
It was supposed to be when the slaves were free, and 2.5 years later, the troops came in and told them about the freedom because the mean white folks
kept everybody down.
Kept them working and didn't tell them they were free. Well, in actuality, folks, Juneteenth, the Emancipation Proclamation did not free the slaves. It did not free one slave because it only affected those slaves that were in the rebellion against the United States. Those slaveholders that were in the United States kept their slaves. And if you were in the South and we joined a union, you were promised to keep your slaves. And what Lincoln wanted was for the union to come back together, and Congress would have ended slavery. So the emancipation was the ending point. You still had a couple of years of fighting going on before that. Right. So when the Civil War was over and Lee was defeated, those Southern slaveholders took their slaves to the new territory of Texas to try to start their own slave nation again.
Right.
And there was a white general, General Granger, who took part of the Black regiment. These were Black warriors. The people who freed the folks in Texas were Black U.S. soldiers. Some were freed soldiers. Some were soldiers who had been freed in the North. But these were Black troops that marched into the South because Mama was there. Daddy was there. Their brother was there. Their sister was there. They marched into the South and told those Southerners, the game is over. Done. But you don't hear about that. General Granger was a great general, but those Black troops came after him and they did the job in Texas.
Yeah, and where's the news about that? That's the type of strong Black history that should be talked about.
It's too positive.
Right, yeah, exactly. Well, and we have this here in 1864, the U.S. Department of the Army ordered all, and it was, the name of the group was the U.S. Colored Troops.
What color were they?
I don't know.
You want to say it. See that guilt. They're Black troops, folks.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the white guy. Put the picture back up. There's the white. They even cut half of him out of the picture.
Yes. All he did was part. Go get him.
Yes. Go that way. And there he is. Yeah, all the way on the corner.
Can you imagine the Southern plantation owners looking up one morning, over the hill comes 10,000 Black troops?
Yeah, right. And so anyway, here, 1864, the U.S. Department of the Army ordered all U.S. colored troops composed of freed men and recently liberated enslaved people to be organized into the 25th Army Corps. And it had an estimated, we're not talking like a few hundred, which it ended up being an estimated 30 to 35,000 soldiers. So it's fantastic, and it took, like, and you even talk about brothers fighting brothers to free strangers.
That was the hit. That was a seed that forged the greatest nation on the planet. That recognition that slavery was so evil, we have to destroy our own country and our own family to end it. And when we did that, God Almighty poured out His grace on us. Walking into battle singing glory, glory, hallelujah. My eyes to see the glory of the coming of the Lord. That was a crusade, folks. And when we won that battle, America was launched in the leadership worldwide. And we only lose it now because, once again, we turn our back on the founding principles of God.
Yeah. Well, and you've mentioned in your sermons at the Bean on Sunday, you mentioned it at the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. event, that whenever people turn to God, they cannot be captives.
You have never seen in the scripture or history the people of God going into captivity while they're worshiping God.
Mm-hmm.
You never see them come out until they start worshiping God. Yeah. America is going back into darkness because we are more ashamed of God than we are Baal.
Yep. So we'll see what happens. We need some freedom right now. And getting into some of the news and to talk about what's happening with Black History Month here. A Black Florida Democrat has sided with Ron DeSantis. Can you believe it? I repeat, a Black Florida Democrat. That's a twofer right there. Sides with Ron DeSantis on AP African American Studies course, with the quote saying, "I think it's trash."
It is trash.
Yeah. Leon County Commissioner Bill Proctor. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Okay. He's an African American Democrat, Black Democrat.
We don't know all each other. We don't all know each other.
He's in Florida. I don't know. In your
Mike,
travels,
we're gonna pray for Mike, you guys. We do not all know.
I got my certificate. Okay. I'm gonna hang this up behind me. So hey, it's right there.
That's what it's for, buddy.
Yeah. So Bill Proctor here has sided with Governor Ron DeSantis, and we said Governor Ron DeSantis, over the governor's decision to block a woke AP African American Studies course from being taught in the state of Florida here, as was being developed by the College Board. Quote, "I think it's trash," Proctor said of the course. Quote, "There is grave concern about the tone and tenor of leadership's voice from the highest spaces in our state being hostile to teaching African American history." Quote, "Well, frankly, I am against the College Board's curriculum. I think it's trash. It's not African American history. It is ideology. I've taught African American history. I've structured syllabuses for African American history. I am African American history." Man. And talking about queer and feminism and all of that for the struggle for freedom and equality. See, I have to pretend to be Lovejoy for a second since he's not here. And justice, you know, has not been no tension with queerness and feminist thought at all. So it's true. And
I wanna talk to my white friends out there. You know, everybody got Black friends.
Yes.
I want you to think about something. I want you to understand something. We are not part of the guilt trip. Mm-hmm. You should not be part of the guilt trip. I also studied Black history before they called it African American history.
Yeah.
I have a degree in Black history. What this gentleman is talking about is true. You cannot allow anyone. I should be teaching my kids Black history. Yeah. I should be teaching my granddaughters Black history.
Right.
I want to study white history. I want to study white American history. I want someone to write up a curriculum to show me how white folks did this and did that. It will be foolishness to do that. How about American history? We are Americans.
Right.
We have won our right to be Americans. We fight and die for America. Let's stop this division and push back hard. I'm glad to see a Democrat. That means we're cracking the walls of damn, folks. Yep. They know that stupid is stupid. They know that righteous is righteous. Let's act like we believe it also, and they're going to join us.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think the shirt that I'm wearing fits very well. This is a Steven Crowder shirt, and I think it fits everybody longing for freedom and to be left alone. We will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield ever.
See, my story is written by my biggest fan when I'm out of most here. It's you can't read it, but it says that Noah was a conspiratist until it started to rain.
Exactly. Hey, I got you that shirt.
Oh, see, a woman gave it to me, save some her. Can't believe anything women say nowadays.
My mother. Man. So it was
anything.
a group. It was a group gift. My mother and me. You know.
Well, she gave me the bag, but it didn't, so I'm giving the credit for
it. Exactly. Oh yes. So yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, there is still slavery happening around the world. Everybody wants to blame America for things that happened in the past, and everybody's history. There will always be a few bad things, but it's how you move forward and actually have progress, not the Democrat progressive progress, but actual progress as a society. And America ended slavery.
Yes, it did. You know, what Democrats want is victimhood, not freedom. What frees America, what solves the problem is forgiveness.
Yeah.
You know, we fought World War I. Germany took the world to war.
Yep.
And when Germany lost the war, the world punished Germany.
Right.
They took it out on Germany. You can't have an airplane.
Can't do this. You can't do that. Yeah.
And that gave rise to Hitler, who came up and said, we're the Aryan race and blah, blah, blah. And the people got stirred up about the oppression, and they fought back and took us to war again. The Second World War came up. Japan and Germany destroyed Europe and Asia. This time we forgave them. And we rebuilt Asia and rebuilt Europe.
Yeah.
And became a trading partner with Japan and Germany.
Exactly.
And now everyone is prospering. Forgiveness is the key to success. Democrats want dependency, ignorance, hatred, anger. But if you forgave each other, if I forgave that slave master 150 years ago, if you forgave the person in your life that did something to you, if we start forgiving,
you can grow.
We will expand and explode. Let's stop the guilt and start building on forgiveness.
Yes. Yeah, I love history, and you have to understand your history. Talking about Japan after the war, I have actually a fan of mine gave it to me. It's on my bookshelf over there in the bunker. It's a little piggy bank of a bust of a beautiful woman with a hibiscus flower in her hair, and it's a piggy bank, and it was made in American occupied Japan,
yes,
and sold in Hawaii to rebuild the Japanese economy.
If you don't rebuild them, their children will fight you.
Yeah.
And
because
they know that.
The hatred
it builds
will
up.
stir.
What would happen if the Arabs forgave the Jews? Right. What would happen if the Bloods forgave the Crips? What would happen if that young lady forgave her daddy and leave that pimp? What would happen? Forgiveness is the key to complete power, but we don't use it.
No. Instead, you have so much violence in such a wonderful place like Chicago, where we have Lori Lightfoot, and we have a breaking news. We have a family tree picture of Lori Lightfoot. Let's take a look. That explains the family tree.
You scare me. I know. We got to pray for Mike.
No, I mean, come on.
You're doing a great harmful disservice to aliens.
That's just poor E.T. He just wanted to be loved.
It was a nice. He just wanted to go home. That's all he wanted. Now you got to mix up this demon. That's just horrible.
Right? Poor E.T. Anyway, Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot was slammed after a video that we will play in just a moment showed her dancing in the street in Chicago's Lunar New Year parade on Sunday. Crime, as everybody knows, in the #1 most gun-controlled city, and if not state there, city of Chicago in 2023, has soared. Overall crime in January is 61% higher than it was in January of 2022. Quote, since Chicago mayor's term began, Chicago has suffered 2,278 homicides and over 9,000 shot since Lori Lightfoot has come in. Quote, since January 1, the city has endured 41 homicides and 194 shot. Yet here, Lightfoot is blissfully dancing and asking voters to return her to office. Just take a look at how tone deaf this is. Here's this video of her. that's enough of that. Yeah, if anything, it just shows that the final quote of this tweet is Lightfoot is detached from reality. She truly is dancing on the graves of these 2,278 people. You know, it's just
I guess our
virtue
campaign
signaling.
slogan will be 2,200 dead, but we can do better.
Oh, we can do better.
It's going to be
always do
3
better.
times as much next time we run. I mean, think about it.
These are rookie numbers.
Just think about it, folks. Every place you put Democrats in control, it's misery.
Yeah.
They're the party of misery. They own every ghetto in America, and you cannot name one ghetto you can brag about.
Nope.
This is what they're going to bring. They're going to bring misery. They're going to bring hate and death. They're going to bring no prosperity and no jobs. They want you to be a slave again. And these Negro tribal chiefs, whose job it is to keep the slaves occupied, they're working for a master, and they do not love you, protect you, or respect you. It's time that we stop the mess. We got to show up and pretend like we are going to win, because then we will win.
Yeah, not much has changed, huh? They're still playing drums in the street.
Yes, I'm a drummer.
I know.
Good drum line.
Right? It sounded great,
Great
but it just shows all they're trying to do is cover up the fact that they have failed as the people supposed
Symbolism
to.
over substance.
Yes, trying to keep the real people safe, and they have failed. So
bless their heart.
Sad. Understand history, understand Black history, white history, all history. Otherwise, you're doomed to repeat it.
All history is history.
Yep.
Do it the right way, you become the right results. That's the only thing that's going to save us, folks.
Exactly. Well, let's get this out of the way. We'll do our little music break here. Thank you for watching this show. If you're enjoying this show, let us know. Send me an email. Mike Imbasciani1@gmail.com. We want to hear about it. Tell us, how do you like Mason Lovejoy here?
Hey, I look a lot bigger when I sit next to him.
Right? And folks, remember, you can watch this show. If you're watching the show on Rumble, thank you for watching me. Make sure you subscribe to the Rumble channel, and as well as CTA right there, Conservative Television of America, CTVA.tv. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with folks that might not feel the same way you do, but it's about what's happening when you see these Florida Democrats. The walls are starting to crack. They can only hide behind the wall of lies for so long. Continue to follow us on YouTube for now. I haven't had another video pulled down yet, so that's good. So subscribe to the YouTube channel. We try pretty hard. You can support the Venmo as well. Give us a virtual tip in the bucket. We appreciate it. At Mike-Imbasciani-1. Also find us on BitChute, Brighteon, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, all that good stuff. Enjoy this video. This is from the Punta Gorda Taste of the Town that I played a couple weeks ago. This is I Want You, Kenny Wayne Shepherd song. Check it out. there you go. A little Kenny Wayne Shepherd there with I Want You. Love that song. It's a lot of fun. You ever heard Kenny Wayne Shepherd, Mason?
I would not know. I wasn't allowed to listen to music as a kid. So I can only tell you about St. Louis Cardinals baseball team.
Hey, Cardinals.
69.
All right.
69, they won back to back.
I like it. You're not as good as the Yankees, but it's okay.
What's the Yankee? What's that?
The New York Yankees
I
baseball.
don't know what that is. I never heard of it.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's right, because it was always the
St.
Yankees and the
Louis.
Dodgers playing in the World Series after the Dodgers won.
69, with the St. Louis Cardinals, 68, 69 won.
Yeah.
That's when I left for the Navy, they went downhill. But
right. Anyway, to wrap up the final little bit of the racial tension that we're having here.
Yes.
You had this incident here, and they released the film, the body cam footage, and I love the CNN headline: "Opinion: The police who killed Tyree Nichols were black, but they might still have been driven by racism."
Maybe, could be. You never know. It just may have. It's got to be a racist.
Oh yeah,
link someplace in this.
Babylon B had the perfect response by saying, "New Netflix series on Tyree Nichols to feature white officers."
that is. Let me see.
Yes.
Cop kills black man.
Right.
I can tell you when I first heard the story, I can tell you a lot about what happened. First, I know it was in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
Second, I knew it was a Democrat neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And thirdly, I knew it was special cops who had special ego-boosting titles. Right. That's what happened.
Not only that, what happens? People read the headline, they don't read the retraction. Yep. What's coming out now? They're finding out that the cop, his ex-girlfriend was dating Tyree there. And so there was there's your political or personal motive right there. So automatically, of course, it gets closer to being a domestic.
I heard that also. What did the first responders get fired for?
I don't know. I haven't heard. I heard they were also fired. Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what they could have done after it was over. I don't know. But
what I don't understand is if that one cop had the personal issue with that guy.
Yeah.
Why did he talk the other four into being involved as well? That's where the problem is.
It's a pack mentality.
That's true.
And they have to support each other, they have to depend on each other, and rely on another person's wisdom, and they follow. That's why when cops stop me, I try to separate them. I try to separate them. I do want a supervisor. Every time a cop stops me, I want your supervisor out here.
Yeah.
I want somebody to testify what's going on here.
Yeah.
It's important we all do that.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And what was the Chris Rock bit? Number 1, how to not get your ass kicked by the police. Yes. Step 1, obey the law.
It's I'm 73 next month or this month now.
Yeah, that's right. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday.
I'm just a child.
Yes.
I've been stopped many times by police. I've never had handcuffs on me. I've never been asked to sit on the curb. I wouldn't do it anyway. I'm not a dog. I've never had a threat. I've never had cops pull a gun on me. Yeah. I'm very subtle polite. I'm a little I'm a citizen. This is my country. That's my police force. They work for me. Yeah. And it's me evaluating their job. When they stop me, I'm evaluating their job. And I can be upset. I can be angry. I can be pushy. I can be anything else. I don't have to be docile. I don't have to be submissive. They have a job to do. I expect them to be professional and courteous. I expect them not to step on my rights. If you stop me, have a reason. Tell me the reason. And I will cooperate. But I'm not going to be your boy. And I'm not going to be docile. I'm not going to be submissive. Yeah. It's not my style. I lost that in my first divorce.
Right. And the other thing is you're also not overly aggressive and waving your hands all over the place, begging to be, don't tase me, bro. You know?
But it's them that's waving their hands now. There was a young lady that had a car accident and cops came. I was standing there with her and the cops came and I stood at her door when the cops came up, young girl, teenager. And I told the young lady not to speak to the cop. I said, tell the cop that you do not want to speak until you have your attorney. Yeah. And the cop got all animated, raising her hands up, down, blah, blah, blah. And I said, you mean you're going to intimidate her because she will not help you with your investigation? You kidding me?
Right.
You don't have to. I'm a nice guy, though.
You are a very nice guy. Works out.
I get what I want. Yeah. That's
exactly. So shifting gears here to the LGBT alphabet clan, as Lovejoy loves to say, we have this. And at first, people thought, okay, this has to be like an SNL joke. This has to be a prank that they're doing. But viewers of this video had some strong reactions to the now viral clip of Finland. Man, Finland, what's happening? The president of Finland is like this ugly troll-looking dude, but the spokesperson of Finland, has some other very high government position, she's gorgeous, and like that's why they make her do all the talking.
Are you being sexist again?
I'm not. Well, I'm sorry. I'm not into men.
She's sexy.
She's gorgeous. I
know your mother now. It's like,
yes, I know. Anyway, but this clip of Finland showcasing a gender neutral figure skater. Let's roll the clip and get your thoughts, folks.
Ajatuksen lähteä toteuttamaan lapsuuden haaveita ja alkaa luistella naismoodissa, vaikka syntyperäisin olenkin mies. Ja
I'm pretty sure I can skate better than that.
Eli siihen 9 vuoteen sisältyy aika paljon. Eli kun lähdetään ihan nollasta, niin ihan jo sitä, että pysyy pystyssä 2 jalalla, pysyy pystyssä 1 jalalla ja sen jälkeen rupeaa niinku uskaltamaan tehdä jotakin siellä jäällä. Niin boom. Alkaa pikkuhiljaa kisaamaan ja esiintymään.
Those balls are a little heavy, huh?
Niin edelleen.
Lord have mercy. Have mercy, have mercy.
Yeah, and here we go. Yep, rookie trans woman picks the one sport where biological women actually have an advantage.
So she's a rookie trans. This is her first year as a trans woman?
I guess so. Maybe she didn't get the chop a dick off of me yet. But
the Chinese menu.
Yeah. But you know, there are guys who do figure skating.
Yes.
I mean,
they're
gay.
Yeah, they're all gay.
Yeah, I mean, they got style.
Grace.
Yeah, style, grace.
So they're better at pretending they're women than this guy is.
Than this guy who actually wants to be a woman. But, you know, the tranny there makes it look like Will Ferrell does a better job than the tranny there.
It's very painful right
It
now.
does, yeah. But it's
I meant the fly that fell off the TV monitor. I didn't mean what you're thinking of it, man.
Nothing.
I'm
Nothing. You're done.
I'm deep enough. I'm going to leave it.
Leave it alone.
Back away slowly.
Yes. And this was the quote of the synchronized skating coach, Helena Tianhara, said in the program's description, quote, "With the diversity group of performers, we want to show that the ice has a space for everyone."
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
Ice will break your heart.
Yes.
But I don't understand. Why can't we just say that men and women are different?
Yeah.
And celebrate the differences.
Exactly.
You know, I like the difference in women. I don't want a woman that's as much man as I am. I don't understand the idea of me trying to be feminine and trying to. I don't do that. No. Why can't we just say there's a difference between men and women?
Yeah, exactly. So this lady man who is 59 is a former farmer, not like he was already figure skating like the gentleman that we showed in the picture earlier, who only recently took up the sport. Like I said, you see the knee bending. I mean, that's what it looked like if either one of us tried figure skating. That's what it would look like.
I can't do figure standing.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
Put on skates, rollerblades.
Yes, I couldn't do that.
No, thank you.
I don't bounce anymore. I'm 73 years old.
Right? I don't bounce. I'm 26.
Yeah.
So the lady man.
The lady man.
The lady man.
The song.
Let's see. Still got this.
Well, she's a guy, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Haven't used that in a while. One more time.
Well, she's a guy, so
there we go. Yeah. Well, she's a guy. Only recently took up the sport down as a non-professional. You don't say.
Yeah.
I mean, at some point you feel bad for the dude too.
I don't feel bad for the dude.
No, well, yeah, because they're still putting themselves through this.
He wants the attention.
Yep.
He wants to flaunt his ignorance and illness, and he wants us to applaud it. And I'm just going to laugh at him.
Yeah, you have to. You have to laugh at it and say, "What are you doing? You
look foolish.
Right.
You look like a fool."
Boo. Yeah. Anyway, speaking of foolishness, and this is kind of sad that somebody would go to the lengths of this as well, and still not even get the chop a dick off of me, I believe. as opposed to the addictomy.
Say that again real slowly.
No.
I dare you. I dare you to say it slowly. He's blushing, folks. I won.
Anyway, trans activist, and another tranny here, Dylan Mulvaney, has dramatically debuted a new face after telling his fans, yep, that's the new face. Let's show the old face. And he was invited and spoke with Joe Biden, and it was televised and has this podcast and YouTube. Everybody can have a podcast these days. And look at this poor guy going through this, sitting in a hospital with bandages across your entire face, on video to your fans on Instagram saying, "I love you so much," and this is what you get, the finished product, to look like a woman. I'm sorry, dude.
I would
You're
have
not.
cut him for free.
You would what?
I would have cut him for free. You wouldn't have all that expense, and you had a lot of pain. But
yeah,
you're still stupid. You're still crazy.
It's sad. It is truly sad to see that.
They're encouraging his mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to glamorize his mental illness. They
Yes.
want others to follow him in his madness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. And it's sad to see that. And finally, I mentioned this this morning on Lovejoy's radio show. Have you ever heard of the game The Sims? Have you heard of that?
I think so.
The Sims, and there's a bunch of there's a base game where you can create your own little people. So here's the game.
It's called Children in my life. I'm sorry.
Right? Yeah.
I created my little children.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
So the base game here has now added new content, including medical wearables, binders, shapewear, and look at these pictures. That is a lady in the bottom left picture with the scars, the body scars of trans surgery. The middle picture is supposed to be, let's go back to the other picture for a second. That middle picture there is supposed to be the shapewear, as well as that third picture there, the shapewear that women can wear to look more like men.
Why don't you say the lady and the two guys?
Yeah, no, the guy's in the middle.
Yeah, yes. That's
the two ladies and the guy.
But it's really, yeah.
And then you have this, which is the explaining. Under the body category, all players can find body scars. Who wants to create a virtual person? Create a virtual person completely virtual, does not exist, and go through that imaginary trauma.
Yes.
Just to show off, oh, I have scars because I cut my boobs off.
We have gone crazy and so much and say it.
Yes.
This is not natural.
No.
And what I think is really crazy are the parents.
Yes.
To allow this to go on.
Allow this to go on.
This cannot go on without the parents' permission.
And this isn't even at school. This is a video game for kids. The libs of TikTok posted that story of the Sims here on Instagram.
Not TikTok, really.
Well, what they do is they take videos of liberals acting crazy and they post it on their page called Libs
totally
of TikTok.
Unexpected for TikTok. It's
I know.
Wholesome.
I know, right? And anyway, and they post the caption: "The Sims game announced a new update, and The Sims is advertised for ages 12 and up. Do you want your 12-year-old kid?" And more than likely, younger kids are playing it too,
Yes,
because that's always the case.
Of course.
Your young kids seeing these sort of options, going, "Mommy, what is that? What is that?" No, it's sick. It's not right.
See, little boys already at 4, 5, and 6 years old don't like little girls anyway.
Right.
So they asked them, "Well, you must be gay then. If you don't like girls, you must be gay." And start right there in school and get them to accept the concept. They don't like opposite sex.
Yeah, exactly. And they started, and it's less about the mental illness of the child that will then develop, but the current mental illness of the parent that allow it to happen.
Already brainwashed.
Mm-hmm. Finally, before our Patriot and Trader of the Week segment, Mason, have you seen the Project Veritas video with the Pfizer consultant?
No, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It's fantastic. I only have a little update. Folks, it's a 10-minute long video. We can't play it on the show here. Go watch it wherever you can find it, because YouTube just pulled it. And this is the news dump here. Project Veritas claimed Monday that YouTube officials distributed a document to employees. They found this out via a whistleblower that they have within YouTube on how to handle the investigative journalism bombshell video on Pfizer released last week. The video, for those of you who don't know, from Project Veritas went viral, receiving over 20 million views despite being banned from YouTube. In that video, a man identified as Jordan Walker, Pfizer's Director of Research and Development, Strategic Operations, mRNA Scientific Planner, divulges that the company has allegedly considered mutating COVID-19, the virus, through directed evolution in monkeys to develop new vaccines. So create another problem so that they can then create the solution. The group's Twitter account claimed that a YouTube insider, Project Veritas's Twitter account claimed that a YouTube insider leaked urgent guidance to handle the Pfizer video, quote, effective immediately as of January 27th. Quote, a clip uploaded by Project Veritas featuring a Pfizer official is rapidly spreading on the platform. The document attached to the tweet reads, quote, the video, when uploaded in its entirety, contains a timestamp that violates the COVID-19 vaccine misinformation policy for making a categorical claim that COVID-19 vaccines are ineffective. There goes our video on YouTube, folks. Sorry. But it's ridiculous. And Project Veritas founder James O'Keefe, and I love this young picture of James O'Keefe. Check this out. This was during his pimp jacket days of when he was trying to take down Acorn. Some of you may remember. He went on Fox and Friends, and the picture of him with his lady friend that they went and helped expose Acorn for what they were doing back then. And now, so folks, if you are an evildoer out there and you don't want to be recorded, just whenever you see this face sitting across from you, you know you've messed up. So O'Keefe said in a tweet, for those who don't like the video having 30 million views, ask yourself, why does Project Veritas even have a mission?
Yes.
He added, if YouTube weren't taking down our video and large multinational corporations weren't telling journalists not to cover stories, there wouldn't be a need for people like me. And that's true. And we have a short little 6-second video of what Project Veritas has done with a truck parked out front of Pfizer. Check this out. Expose it right in front of him. I love it. There it is. That's him, and that's O'Keefe confronting him as well. But it's fantastic. I love it. And congratulations to James and all the hard work that they do. I think it's fantastic.
Good job.
Yep. So, Mason, we'll start with you. Who is your Patriot of the week?
My Patriot is the House Republicans, the Republican Conservative, I forgot the name of the group.
The Freedom Caucus?
The Freedom Caucus.
Yeah.
Who is now in power, who's now hosting these inquiries already, investigating.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is, what do you do with the evidence? But at least it's going to be public, and they're not taking back any issues. They're going forward. I'm really proud of them coming to task. Even McCarthy seems to be a little more aggressive now. You notice that?
Yep. They held his feet to the fire, and now McCarthy has to back it up and actually do something.
He's actually acting like a Republican now.
Good.
And I don't care if he's acting on the truth. I don't really care. It proves that the pressure these guys are putting on him is working for him.
Yes, I agree. Very good. Yes. The real conservatives in Congress are good patriots. Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Very good. So my Patriot goes out to a guy. I think he has the #1 channel on YouTube right now, most subscribed channel. And it's by a guy who goes by the name Mr. Beast. There he is.
Well, I'm scared of him. Yeah, pretty frightening.
It's the hat, I know, right? So the top 10 most wealthy people in the world, according to Forbes, are worth a combined $1,187 billion. It's a lot of money. Some of them you've heard of: Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. But others you have not. And some of them do good in the world despite being bad people. You know, Bill Gates isn't exactly very good. But what's interesting, there's Mr. Beast here, who is the most subscribed contributor influencer on YouTube. 130 million people subscribe to his YouTube channel. In reality, he's 24-year-old Jimmy Donaldson. Now, he makes all these crazy videos doing a bunch of crazy things like contests. He gives out money to people all the time just for doing little contests. But over the last few months, and this is the reason why he's my patriot, he helped cure blindness for 1,000 people by paying for their simple eye surgery, working with the nonprofit Eye Care organization. Yeah, I love this. Sad YouTuber Mr. Beast sends millions curing blind people when he could have just sent another tank to Ukraine. Hey-o. And, well, we already know the U.S. tanks in Ukraine are already being destroyed after being easily recognized by their rainbow camouflage.
Cool.
Hey-o.
That's so mean.
Thank you, Babylon B, for all of the amazing memes. We love it. This is a news show, but it's also a meme show, and we want to make you laugh, folks. Thank you. Anyway, so he helped doctors remove severe cataracts in people's eyes around the world. Mr. Beast also gave $100,000, handed over $10,000 to a number of patients, and bought one a Tesla, and even gave another $50,000 to their college fund. And what does he do? He posts a video about it and shows these people, and that's how he can give back. And I think it's fantastic.
That's great.
So good for him, and I think he's a patriot for doing that.
He certainly is.
And you're getting people on the internet just blasting him, saying, "Oh, he's only doing it for the attention," blah blah blah. No, he's giving out hundreds of thousands of dollars and helping these people see. That's something to be proud of. So good for him.
That's right.
Mason, who is your traitor of the week?
The FBI.
Yes, that's a good one.
Who sits here tonight having all the documents on Hillary, on Joe Biden and his whole family, the crime syndicate. They have the evidence. They know the intent and the depthness of the Chinese influence on our government. They know it, and they're silent. Nobody has blown the whistle. That is embarrassing and disgusting as an American citizen.
I agree. The FBI used to be beyond reproach, but now they are corruption.
Yes, they are the reproach.
Yes, exactly. Well, mine goes out to the European Union for my trader, because it just shows it's one step away from what they want to do here. I got to make this quick because we're running out of time. But a statute allowing food products to incorporate cricket powder into flour-based products will go into effect. This was last Tuesday in the European Union. Doesn't that look appetizing, folks? The decision follows a review launched 3 years ago by the European Food Safety Authority regarding the use of partially defatted house cricket powder. The agency found that the mass market consumption of the material is safe under the proposed conditions. Now, so they'll be used in a number of food products such as multigrain bread, crackers, cereal bars, biscuits, beer-like beverages, chocolates, sauces, whey powder, soups, and other items. The problem is, over here in America, in the European Union, they refused to do allergy testing. Here in America, they've been starting to do allergy testing on cricket powder, and they're finding that people who are allergic to shellfish are also allergic to crickets because they share some of the same proteins. So you'll start to see some people getting sick just because the EU version of the FDA is refusing to actually do what they should do. So I want to go into this story in later weeks. I meant to talk about it last week, but we keep running out of time because there's so much fun stuff to talk about. So that's my trader of the week right now, and it's foreshadowing what I want to talk about more, which is this whole cricket powder nonsense, and it is nonsense. Mason, thank you for coming on the show, filling in for Lovejoy. We greatly appreciate it.
My pleasure. Really, it was great fun. A lot of fun.
Thank you. It was a great show. Folks, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Go follow us on all of these platforms where you can. Support the show. Support freedom. And remember, we will not bend. We will not break. We will not yield ever. Freedom comes up to you. And it's Black History Month. But remember all of history.
Because you're a black person.
It's true. Remember all of history. From the bunker. Good night, everybody.
You're watching Conservative Television of America, working hard to stick socialism where the sun don't shine.